Okay, characteristic value variable with user entry. So I want the restriction on the year. Okay, so I'm just using that year. Let me restrict. Say what? Variables. Now try to understand this concept. Create new. I'm saying choose year and some technical name of the variable Z, something variable name, and what type of variable is this? Text. And processing type, this is what the processing type is. Manual entry na replacement path, customer exit, authorization. Which one do you want? I want this to take input from the user, so manual entry, and this variable is created on your calendar year. Now go to the details tab. Now when you say single value, it means you'll have only one text box where you can create. Okay, so let me finish up with single value. I'll tell you. Single value bedte your variable can take only one text box, only one value. If I say several single values, it can take multiple single values. If I say interval, it can take range. If I say selection, it can take multiple range, multiple single values. Anything can be exclude, include, anything can be given. Yeah. If it's selection option, we'll get this later. Now variable entry is optional or mandatory. If I say optional, without entering any value, you'll be able to execute the query. If I say mandatory, it is mandatory for you to enter the value to this variable. And when I say mandatory initial value not allowed, it means it is mandatory. You can enter null also. But if I want it is mandatory but null should not be accepted, then I'll say what? Mandatory initial value not allowed and better. Okay, numbers fine. And now what is checkbox here? Variable is ready for input. So if I deselect this checkbox, even though you create variable is not popped up to the user. So variable is popped up to the user as a selection screen only when this checkbox is enabled. Otherwise no. So I'm just saying save. You create this as single value, right? So is it mandatory plus? Will I be able to execute it? It says what? Specify value, mandatory, or can I specify null? It doesn't accept because mandatory, I said initial value not allowed, so null is not allowed. And can I enter multiple values here or only one value? Only one text box of, because why? Variable represent a single value. So what I'll do now, this time I'll create another variable with multiple values. So me batch work M years, okay. ZB var 002. It's all same details. I'll select it at what is several single values. When I put this, I'm asking it to show the variable screen. Now let's say I give 2014, text insert row, 2006. Can I give multiple years like this now? Do I see any? Nothing? Yes, this is about creating multiple years. Okay. Now I get in. So what happens if I give it as interval? Okay. I'll set this as what? Interval. Now interval, okay, I'll say from 2010, it is 2014. So it does show me data for all the years between 2010 to 2014. నాకు అసలు లేవులే, బట్ ఇఫ్ ఐ ఇప్పుడు ఎక్స్ట్రా కావాలంటే డేటా I can say 8 ఉంది నాకు తెలుసు. Okay, boss? Like this you can give interval, and then there's something a selection option which can be where user will have much flexibility to give in the input. Yeah. So I'll set this as what is selection option. See, can I say between, range, less than, greater than, not equal to, or can I say exclude, include, or can I have multiple rows? Enter J from 1999 to 2001 to say 2003. Insert row. Again I can say interval 2008 to 2014. Can I say exclude or include? Anything can be done. So selection option will give much flexibility of giving multiple intervals, multiple single values, exclude, include, less than, greater than, anything you can give. So this variable represents property. There is one more pre-calc value set. We are not worried now. It's outdated. Then I want to go with some default value. Details, single value is fine. And there's what is type here? What is your processing type? User entry or default value? So I'm going to give some default values. Say change default values. I would let give 2013 as my default value. So whenever I run this query with this variable, the variable will be populated with which value bus? The default value. So did you understand about user entry and default value now? This is user entry and default. Case 1. Yeah? Em option ida value help, search help. You just choose the list of values and then select any of the value you want. This is user entry value. This is what characteristic value variable with user entry. So I'll stop it here. That's fine. So tomorrow we'll get into more details. This practice change. It hardly takes 2 minutes if it is really system works. Aim at the concept of. Okay na?